Marhaban, hello. My name is Ian Campbell. This is the 20th and last in a series of videos intended to teach you the Arabic alphabet and sound system and to prepare you to understand how to learn vocabulary words. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to do dates, including years. So let's get straight to it. Dates are pretty easy to do in Arabic. At-tarikh is the word for date, not date that you would eat off a tree. Those are delicious, but that's not this. The date as in what day it is. It's also the word for history. Giving dates in Arabic is quite easy, but you have to learn to do it in the European order, not the American. You're going to go day, month, year, not month, day, year, like we typically do here. Not that big of a deal. So let's learn some vocabulary first. Ash-shahr is a month. Al-ashhar is the plural. As-sana is a year. Sanawat is the usual plural, but many people will say sineen instead. So get used to both of those. And then there's another word for year. A'wam is the plural. They're completely interchangeable. Sana, they're absolutely the same thing. Arabic, like English, loves to have tons of synonyms for things. So learn these words. You'll see sana a little more than you will but they're pretty interchangeable and they're both often used. So in order, we already know the numbers to do days. We already know the days of the week. So let's learn the months of the year, which are very easy. Yanayr, Febrayr, Maris, Abril, Mayo, Junio. So you can hear they're basically our months with funny accents. There is a whole nother set of months that exists in the Middle East proper, mostly in more rural areas or in more traditional parts of the culture. And those month names date all the way back long before Islam, long before Christianity, to almost a prehistory to Babylonian times. So you'll sometimes see those. For example, April is Nisan. And you just get used to them after a while. If you're not living in the Mideast proper, you'll never hear them, but sometimes you will. And so if you're, for example, listening to the news on Al Jazeera, they'll give you September, but then they'll say September Elul and give you both month names like that. And then, of course, you have the Islamic calendar, which doesn't sync up to our calendar and has its own months names. The Islamic calendar is 12 lunar months, which adds up to 11 or 12 days short of one of our years. So the months never quite match up. The Islamic holidays fall backwards on our calendar by 11 or 12 days every year. So I won't give them or this other set of month names here because you're a brand new student. You don't need to know that sort of thing. So we have Julio for July. They got them from Italians in the Middle Ages, which is why they sound a little bit different from ours. Augustus for August, and then just September, October, November, December. Just say the last 4 months with a funny accent and you're good. Notice that we don't have a V in Arabic, so we say November instead of November. Sometimes you'll see a fa with a caret for 3 dots on top of it, intended to represent a V, but that's very uncommon in modern Arabic. You won't see it very often. So those are the month names. They're easy to learn. There's this other set, and then there's the Islamic set. Don't worry about those. Just learn these. They're basically our months pronounced funny. So today, for example, as you can see up here, is Thursday, August 15th. But in Arabic, we're going to say Al-Khamis, Khamsat Ashar Augustus. That is, we're going to say Thursday, 15 August, like we would in Europe, instead of the way we would do it here, Thursday, August 15. So just get used to that. It's not very hard to learn. If we give the short form of the date, we're going to do it this way, because numbers are read from left to right, not right to left in Arabic. We're going to give the day, and then we're going to give the month. So, and then you're going to use a backward slash between them. So this is the way that we would say 8/15 in America, but in Arabic we're going to say Khamsat Ashar and then the slash and then 08. You'll always see the 0 put there, so watch out for that one. This isn't that hard to learn, but the format is kind of backwards from how you would do it in English. So pay attention to this and just use it as a namudhaj, use it as a model, and you shouldn't have a problem. So let's talk about birthdays. Eid is holiday. Milad is birth. The walad for boy comes from the same root. Waw lam dal means to be born. So Eid Milad is the holiday of the birth or your birthday. If it's Eid al-Milad, then it's Christmas, the holiday of the birth, because remember, about 20% of Arabs are Christians. So ma is our question word for what? Ma Eid Miladik. So what is your birthday? When we put the kaf on the end, that makes it yours. So ma Eid Miladik. And try to answer that question. See if you can give your birthday in Arabic. I can tell you my birthday, Eid Miladi, my birthday, Arba wa Ishreen December. And I would write it like this, 24 and then 12, by writing from right to left. If you write it from, think about it going left to right, or excuse me, write it from left to right. If you think about it going right to left, like in Arabic, it makes sense, 12, 24. But that's not the way you should really think about it. Think about it as going day, month, but we go left to right when we write numbers because Arabic loves to be complicated. So as you can tell, I have a terrible birthday. My birthday's Christmas Eve. You can send me cake in the mail. I'd love it. So now let's do years. And in order to do years, I have to do hundreds and then thousands. We learned in a previous lesson that 187 is mi'a wa sab'a wa thamanin, 107 and 80. So now let's go higher in the hundreds so we can do years. If we have 291, remember we can't count anything using the number 2. So instead of saying ithnain mi'a, we have to say mi'atan, which this is the correct spelling, which I don't know that I would have got that if I hadn't looked it up, because it's something I usually only do by ear. You rarely write numbers out. Nearly everyone will say mi'atain instead of mi'atan, just like everyone will say tis'een instead of tis'un. So mi'atan for 200, wa wahid wa tis'een, 201 and 90. Remember, you can't count things using the number ithnain. You have to use the dual ending instead, which drives everybody crazy if you're not a native speaker. If I have 308, I'm going to be 308, and I'm going to say thalathamia, and this is the correct spelling, wa thamania, thalathamia wa thamania. So if mi'a is 100, thalathamia is 300. That should be very easy for you to learn. Spelling it is a little bit of a different story, but again, you rarely have to spell these things out. So thalathamia wa thamania. So my mother was born in 1937. She's very old and very nice. So I'm going to say alf, 1,000, wa tis'ami'a, 900, wa sab'a wa thalathin, and 7 and 30 is the way that's going to work. So notice that we write the numbers out from left to right, the way we would think of doing them in English. But we're going to say them kind of backwards. Many, many, many centuries ago, this would have been said sab'a wa thalathin wa tis'ami'a wa alf, which actually makes sense, reading the numbers from right to left. But who knows exactly why? I'm sure some scholar has an opinion on it. It changed such that we read the digits from left to right, except for the last two, which we read from right to left. Thanks, Arabic, for being really complicated. And this is something when I get into the initial grammar lessons, you'll hear me say a great deal. Arabic loves to be kind of pointlessly complicated, especially when you're speaking formal Arabic. The colloquial dialects are much easier. So this year is 2024. So in Arabic, we're going to say alfain for 2,000. Sometimes, very rarely, it will be alfan, but everyone's going to say alfain. Alfain wa arba wa ishreen. There's no hundreds here, so we have 2,000 and 4 and 20. So it's not that hard to learn once you learn the system. So you shouldn't have too much problem with it. So now see if you can go back and do your birthday and add the year in. So for example, Binti, my daughter, her birth was in Alfain wa Thamania, 2008. Depending on when you're watching this video, yours might be earlier or later. I won't tell you what year I was born in because I don't want you to know. Probably because you could steal my identity, although it's really, I just don't want you to know how old I am. So today, if we want to write the date out in number format like this, is Al-Khamis, Thursday. And then we're going to go from left to right and go day, Khamsat Ashar, month, Thamania, year 2024. And if you want to think about it as going from largest to smallest, you go this direction, right to left, and go year, month, day. But that's not really how most Arabs would perceive it. So we're going to go day, month, year, but we're going to write them from right to left. Well, khalas, that's it. Mabruk alaikum. Congratulations. You have got through this whole series of videos teaching you the Arabic alphabet, sound system, and numbers. And now you're ready to begin learning how to frame words and put them together into phrases and sentences, all of which is a little more difficult, a lot more complicated, and a little weirder than English. But if you take it apart piece by piece, it's not hard to learn at all. So with that, I am going